Chum 104.5, brand new song just out today from Marianas Trench, and I am happy to be talking on the phone with resident bass player Mike Ayley. How you doing, Mike?
Well, I am a Canadian resident, and I am a bass player. You're a man who speaks facts. I'm doing very well, thank you.
I give 100%. That's all of my research. That's from my research,
That's some good research.
Let's take a few steps back before we get to talking about the new track. 17 years. You guys have been together 17 years now. How does that
That's
feel?
A long time.
That is a long time.
It feels really good. I mean, I don't know. I think the fact that we can still not only stand each other but enjoy each other's company is a significant piece of success in itself. A lot of bands just sort of come and go, and a lot of bands do a lot of changing of members over the years, but I don't know, we like it.
Yeah,
we like each other. What can we say?
Hey, that's what I was going to say, and one of the rare things is that it's just been Josh, Mike, Matt, and Ian the whole way through.
Yeah, it's we all sort of have our roles, and I think we know who we are within the band, and that's fun.
And I think that maybe from an insider's perspective, it helps that, I mean, you guys are all friends too. It's not like the band is work. It's you guys are friends, your family. It's that whole sort of cosmic thing that weaves you together.
Totally, that is the case, because not only like the band members, but I feel like we've been really fortunate enough to develop a really familial type of touring group, like the crew guys. So when we're on tour, it's like if you're going to be doing this for 5-6 months a year, it'd be nice if you could enjoy it. And we've actually got it to a spot where we've found a bunch of people who are incredibly good at the job, but also really good to hang out with, and it makes it a lot of fun when you're going on tour. You don't think about how much you're going to miss home. You enjoy it while you're there, and then when you're home, you get back to that life too.
Exactly. Now, you guys have always been great storytellers, from Masterpiece Theater to Ever After to Astoria, whether it's actual literal storytelling or you guys veil it with overtures or music videos. What is the story that you're telling, or at least starting to tell, with I Knew You When?
It's funny. I don't think this song actually scratches the surface of the theme of the album particularly closely, or deeply, I guess. But the album does have a theme and a vibe and a setting. So we'll see where it goes. But it's a different thing that we've done before, which is fun, because then the stage production and album artwork can be interesting and fresh for us, and I think for the people who want to come out and see the show, they get a new vibe every album. But there is definitely something we've been working on, and a lot of the songs do allude to it subtly or even directly, and then there are others that are just the song had to happen, so it doesn't necessarily have to do with that theme.
Now, you guys, I've seen you guys live a number of times, and it's not like it looks like you guys miss a beat on stage at all, but it must be hard when you think about actually switching between album vibes. Like if you play something from, Astoria and then switch over to playing something from Fix Me, you guys don't seem to miss a beat, but I mean, they're totally different beasts, those albums,
Yeah, it's funny. I think because of that, like the evolution of the sound of the band over the years, we don't go to a lot of the Fix Me stuff anymore because it really just doesn't seem to fit. However, this summer we played Shaketrap a lot, and it is weird how it's so different, but we can still just do it. I think it feels more like it takes you back in time a bit when you're playing it, rather than trying to adjust to playing it now. It feels like I'm like playing Shaketrap. I'm like, yeah, I just sort of go back to who I was or what I was when we were first playing it.
When Rhythm of Your Heart came out, I guess, was it was it this time last year?
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah. Okay, so that Rhythm of Your Heart came out, and we heard a bit of a different sound coming from you guys a little bit. I don't want to say electronic, and I don't want to say disco, but it was something like there was sort of a bounciness and definitely some electronic flavor to it. And I'm getting personally a little bit of that with I Knew You When. I'm feeling kind of what's the word for it? I'm feeling that a tropical house vibe a little bit.
It definitely has a Caribbean beat.
Yeah,
that's fun. We're sort of exploring a little bit all over the place. I wouldn't say things are as electronic or dancey on this album as they were on Rhythm of Your Heart, that song was just like, it really was a dance track, I
Yeah.
think. And I liked it a lot, but I still do like it. But I feel like these ones are a little more connected to deeper emotions again, but not in a heavy listening way that like Astoria was. It's still upbeat, and I don't know. I feel like I actually think it's our best bunch of songs we've ever put together.
Let's talk about putting together songs. I read that Ian said that you guys try really hard to produce an album from top to bottom, and if you guys think that a song is filler, then it doesn't go on the album. So my question is, how many of those songs that were deemed fillers do you guys have like laying around in folders, in drawers, in filing cabinets?
There are some old demos and stuff from way back, but at this point, a lot of times Josh will figure out sooner than later when he's either working on it in his head or at home whether the song requires further work and attention or whether it is already a song that would turn out to be filler. And there are a lot of songs in this particular recording session where we've been working on them for a while and then you sort of just put them away and then come back to them again later when you've got fresh ears, because you can kind of get to a spot where you're overthinking it. I feel like there aren't a lot of complete songs sitting around, but there are a lot of sketches of songs that are just like lost files.
Doodles of songs. What I wanted to mention is that I don't know if it's because of the nature of social media or not, but I felt like in the making of this album, which you guys are making right now, that I'm seeing a lot of studio stuff. You guys are giving us a lot of sort of inside looks into what you guys are actually up to there in the studio. Is it fair to say that you guys are spending more time in the studio for this album, or is it different kind of time and you guys are feeling like sharing more of that stuff with the public, with the fans?
I feel like we're definitely sharing more. Everybody's really excited about the album. That might be one of the motivators to share because it feels like an exciting time. We are there a lot, so it at least gives the fans who are waiting for the music some sort of connection and allows us to, give a little bit to them, but also to feel like we're still have a relationship, even if all we can do is show some of our personalities and little bits here and there. But I think that's why I'm so excited to finally have one of the new songs out so people can really hear what we've been grinding away at. And we're paying an incredible amount of attention to detail on this album, maybe more than we've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you'll hear it in the songs. They're very precise, and the vocals and the music is all like very, very well contemplated.
Is this the first time that Josh grew a playoff beard?
It definitely is. I don't know how he kept that thing on. It's awful. He knows it too.
So I think I read in an interview that Josh said that you guys are hoping to release a whole album early New Year.
Yeah, that's the goal.
And then another tour?
Should be happening, and tour dates will actually be announced very, very, very shortly.
Oh, wow. And what about the details on the album? I won't press you for details. I know that I want to know. I want to know a title. I want to know everything. I want to know a theme, but I won't press you too much for those. But when can you forecast that we will know more details about the new Trench album?
I feel like December we're going to have a pretty good idea of like the exact schedule and the final sort of shaping of the theme and artwork and vibe and stuff like that. Okay, fair enough. And so with tour dates coming up, I have an interesting thing that I read about Josh saying that sometimes as great as the stadium shows are that you guys do, and how when you're little kids you always dream of being up there in a huge stadium in front of thousands and thousands of people, you kind of miss the small shows. You kind of miss the small venues. You kind of miss the intimacy and the vulnerability that you feel in a smaller venue. Is it fair to say that maybe you guys might want to do like one of those dive bar tours? Oh man, I love doing those shows. They're loud and they're kind of messy and they're more rock and they remind me of the beginning. And I find I get a lot of adrenaline in those shows. However, I don't know. I still kind of I like it all. I think that's the cool thing about this band, where we are at different levels in different territories. So we get to keep doing all levels of production and show touring experiences. So you never totally have to miss something because you do get to do it. However, that being said, we've done a few little club shows in Vancouver from time to time just to just to do it for fun.
Yeah. Stay loose.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, personally, I love I Knew You When. I think it's going to be a smash. It's different. I can't even just say it's different from everything you guys have done before, because every single thing that you guys do is different than before, but still stays somehow core to who you guys are as Marianas Trench. So congratulations on the new single.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's always the goal, is to grow and still be us.
All right, Mike. Mike Ayley, thank you for phoning into Chum 104.5. We love I Knew You When. We can't wait for the album details, tour details coming out soon. It's going to be a very Marianas Trenchmas.
It sure is.